If your YouTube channel isn't growing the way you want it to grow, the algorithm doesn't hate you, but instead chances are very high that you've fucked up in at least one or then several of these points that I'm going to cover here. But first, from the perspective of me myself, I'm very limited on time. I'm working long hours at the hospital, I have a wife and a kid, and with both of them requiring attention, I still manage to squeeze in a few hours of creative work each week, meaning this video is all of the crap cut out, no BS version. Of course, all of the points are going to be summarized, but it's better than nothing. First, you need a very specific niche. You have to be able to summarize your channel in one simple sentence. What is the type of content you're making and who is it aimed for? And from that sentence, you should be able to elaborate on what is the value you're providing. Now, in general, the value can be entertainment or education. Now, let me clarify this with a very crude example. Me, as a medical doctor, a freelance filmmaker and photographer, there's no way in hell I could make videos on where I teach master chefs on how to sear the perfect steak, nor could I teach vintage car restoration. Makes sense because that is something I don't have any experience in. However, we could switch the perspective how I, as a busy individual, am learning car restoration. I could take you on with me on like a vlog or a journey where I have this specific project that I'm doing, and this should start to ring your bells that know where you are in what kind of positions and how can you elevate that into making videos. And each and every video you make should directly already from the thumbnail and title to the script and idea to the editing keep in mind that who is it that's watching your videos and what is the value they're going to get out of that video. And this is something that should stay consistent from video to video. Thus, YouTube as a platform learns that, hey, Andreas makes this type of videos, this is the typical audience watching his videos, and the platform knows to suggest this video to the correct viewer, meaning you who are watching it right now. Point number 2 is for each video you need to have a specific plan, either a title or thumbnail already in mind, or what is the key value, the message you're trying to get across in that video. If it's just the value, it should be so straightforward that you can talk about it without any kind of script. And whereas if it's more detailed, then you need to either plan with bullet points or a detailed word-for-word script so you don't go into rambling nonsense. Point number 3 relates to this little guy over here, meaning audio quality and your microphone. Do invest in premium audio quality. Now, a general rule of thumb is that microphone placement affects the audio quality more so than the price of the microphone. Meaning that even the microphone I have over here, which is the Rode Video Mic Pro, which is a budget microphone, having it just close enough to you when you're recording a video, you'll get perfectly fine audio from this. Now, the cheaper you go on microphones, the closer you in general want to bring them. It doesn't have to be a Sennheiser or DJI. You can get perfectly fine wireless microphones from Amazon and they'll get the job done. And just have them there close to you or somewhere on the cap. And once the audio is crisp, people are not clicking out, because fact is that you can watch a video with good audio and terrible video quality, but in case the audio is, listen to this, no one will watch a video like this where my audio is as bad as it is now. Point made. I hope you get the point, right? Point number 4 is your personal traits, your characteristics. Now, look yourself in the mirror or then record a video of you speaking and watch it back. Are you yourself a person that you would actually like to watch? Chances are that you need some improvement in your role performance skills. Now, obviously, you don't need to be the next Peter McKinnon and being like, "What's up, everybody?" and all dramatic, charismatic, because fact is, not everyone is like that. You can be a bit more formal, and the most important thing is that you're staying true to yourself as how you are in reality. Now, The idea I have for this is that there exists several versions of you yourself. There is the version of you that you're at your job when you're talking with your boss. There's the version of you when you're meeting your grandparents or your parents. And then there's the version of you that exists when you're alone with your best friends. And that might be the most true to who you are actually. The open, unfiltered version of yourself. And that might be also the most charismatic one. So try to imagine that camera as your best friend and act accordingly as you behave with that friend. And this might just be on video the most approachable or charismatic version of you. Point number 5 is spend some time on thinking out your YouTube setup and the lighting. Now ideally you'll be filming in kind of a similar location each and every time because it'll be familiar for the audience, because for some reason the audience on YouTube actually enjoys it when there's this small slither of parts that they recognize. Now it might be B-roll that's been seen previously and also the same location, the same ideas, the story, reoccurring guests and so on. Now lighting wise, especially if you're recording inside at home, huge softboxes with video lights are available for so cheap, under $100 from Amazon, and they'll improve your lighting incredibly. So lighting 101 in 20 seconds is turn off the main ceiling lights, place your softbox at a 45-degree angle to the side and a 45-degree angle upwards there. Then place a few practical lights in the background and boom, that's good looking light right there. Point number 6 is to practice your storytelling. Now most likely you know at least one person from your real life is that no matter whatever they're telling, they can create an interesting story out of everything. And most often it's not the very thing that happened, but it might just be the perspective from how they see it and how they're able to tell that story. Now this can be utilized also on YouTube with the basic storytelling structure of introduction, conflict, resolution. Now introduction might on YouTube actually be more kind of a hook where you introduce a problem and then the problem should like ring a bell that what is the solution to the problem, and then you tackle the video and in the end you solve that problem for the viewer. And the value the viewer gets is of course the solution to the problem why they clicked on the video in the first place. Just as this very video over here where the points keep coming across and each and every second you're getting more and more value, keeping you to watch this video to the very end. Now a few tricks to keep that story interesting. The first and easiest is to build tension. Introduce more problems explaining the complexity of it, why you can't just in the intro of the video tell them the answer. Instead you want to elaborate more on the problems, why it's so specific and why it's so difficult to solve. And then you can also tell how you came up to this solution. As I, in this very video, told you that I've been making over 200 videos on YouTube before figuring out all of this. And kind of in the same package as storytelling is of course editing. Now obviously the editing style is going to be way different depending on if the video is a Minecraft gaming video aimed at 12-year-olds compared to a video about the Leica Q2 for people over 30. But nonetheless, what applies to both of those styles is pattern interrupts, meaning that for every 5, no later than 10 seconds, something should happen on the screen, interrupting the pattern, giving a new cue to the viewer, giving a new reason for the viewer to keep on watching. Now point number 7 is a point I knew you was waiting for, and that is the image quality and the camera, the technical gear that we often so much like to focus on. Now, in all honesty, I think this could be in point number 11 or 12 or 13. Image quality really, in that sense, doesn't matter. Now let me just showcase this. The very video you're seeing now is recorded on the Sony a7S III with the Sony 20mm lens. Now let's switch over here to the Sony ZV-E10 with the kit lens. We're talking about a fraction of the price, almost 10% in budget. And the chances are the point of this video would come across equally as good on this camera as on this one. As long as you're getting over into decent or acceptable quality, you'll be fine. So nowadays, shooting on an iPhone will do. It's perfectly fine enough. Actually, the lighting, which I already mentioned here previously, plays a bigger role than the actual camera you're shooting with. Point number 8 is to understand the algorithm, or more so, understand how the algorithm does not work in favor of you. Now, it might be tempting as a new creator to just copy the thumbnails and titles or the ideas of large creators, see what Peter McKinnon and Matti Haapoja is doing, and then just copy their style and you're good to go. And that's where you get it wrong, because these guys have already throughout the years proven their worth to YouTube. The platform knows that the videos they make are good, so it'll be more forgiving on the thumbnail and title. People don't know, they don't recognize us, they don't know the value we're providing the content, and so instead the emphasis on the packaging, the thumbnail and title, is just so much more on us. So we have to actually prove our worth and make the video super clickable in order to even get a chance that someone's going to watch our video, because obviously the content you're making doesn't matter if no one's even clicking it in the first place. Now, point number 9 is consistency. I'd love to talk about this because this is something I've been struggling with so hard for the past, 7 years I've been trying to make videos. Now, I have an entire video about it linked up here in the corner, but basically what I want you to have is a proven method of idea generation, how you come up with the videos you're going to make, how you come up with the title and thumbnail, what is the value you're getting across, and from all of that you need a consistent setup on how you plan your videos all the way to shooting and how you edit those and publish it. And the problem is, if you have to reinvent the wheel for every video that you're going to make, the amount of work it's going to total into is going to be so high that sooner or later you're either going to burn out or you're going to stop making videos altogether. Now, point number 10 is a sad but true one, which I already mentioned. Now, this actually does rank earlier in terms of importance, but here it is now last. It's thumbnail and title. I can't say in terms of proportions of effort how much you should be spending, but let's just phrase it like this. You can't just screenshot a segment from your video and just come up with the first YouTube title and that's it, publish it and hope it hits home. You need to put in effort into creating the perfect thumbnail and title in order for you people even to watch your video in the first place. So that was a whole mouthful. If this somehow rhymed for you, be sure to hit the subscribe button because I make videos just for you. Thanks for riding fences with me today, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.